Just a normal week in City news, that's all I ask for. You would know with all the talk recently about all the breaches, but it's City versus Aston Villa at the weekend. Let's run through it. So yeah, as I said, this week a lot of the talk was all about the 100 breaches for the 100 points Man City. Now, it was for the 100 breaches that Man City have allegedly broke or already proven guilty amongst the Twitter lawyers out there. But we will go to war with the Premier League, but less about that. That'll take months, if not years. It definitely won't happen this season, won't be decided this season, even though it could affect our transfer summer. That'll be played out in the future years to come, but on to more important things, more short-term things. It's City versus Aston Villa, Sunday at 4:30. City were coming, before last week, we're getting into a bit of form with 3 wins on the trot. Then a bad win against Spurs with a bad mistake by Rodri. That interrupted it, so we could only get up to a 3-game winning streak at the moment, and then it's all interrupted by that. I'm pretty sure it's like 3 wins and 3 losses in our last 6 now. I'll just take a look at our form and where we are in the table. So yeah, just looking at it now, Spurs 1-0 loss, 1-0 win against Arsenal, 3-0 against Wolves, 4-2 against Tottenham. Then the 2 losses before that against United and Southampton. So yeah, that's 3 wins and 3 losses in our last 6, like I said. Not great. Let's just look at the table here. Arsenal first, 5 points ahead with a game in hand, although we play them Wednesday next week, so hopefully we can win that game and close the gap a little bit. We have to win this game versus Aston Villa first. City are 2 points ahead of Man United with a game in hand. That's good. United really could have gotten our tails recently with the points we've dropped. Well, just the points we dropped against Spurs really, but United have dropped a few points recently. I think 2 games in a row now. Could be Casemiro getting a red card. Hopefully they fall apart without him. So yeah, Newcastle 5 points behind. Yeah, that's decent. Spurs a further point back, but with the game in hand played. So we're sitting kind of comfortable in second at the moment, or the most comfortable we've been in for a while, but still 5 behind Arsenal, and they've got a game in hand, so maybe 8 points, but we see about that next week. Or midweek at least. As we see here in the Prem, we've only won 3 out of our last 6, and in our last 6 in all competitions we've lost 3 and only won 3. So yeah, not great form. As we know, the past couple of weeks Man City have been struggling for form. Past couple of months, ever since the World Cup, or just before the World Cup, we've been struggling. Not a good one, not a good one. So yeah, need to pick up the 3 points this time round. Let's give a look at Aston Villa, because I wouldn't be too familiar with them, just because they're not one of the top clubs or our rival that I need to be noticing about really. So actually, yeah, just going down the table, we just scroll down the table to Aston Villa here in 11th. Decent spot for them. It's not the worst spot. It's probably as high up as they could realistically look for really. Brighton, Brentford, Fulham, they're the only real teams that are above them, and they're quite decent. So just below Liverpool and Chelsea here, above Palace and the rest of the table. So they're just sitting mid-table, high enough in mid-table though. So yeah, they're sitting pretty, to be honest. They're on 21 games with everyone else. But looking at their form here, 2 losses and a draw in the last 6. It's basically the same as our form. Only won 3 of their last 6 in the Premier League. In all comps, let's give it a look. Loss, a win, a loss in the FA Cups. That's 2 and 2, and a draw. So 3 wins, 2 losses and a draw in the last 6 in all competitions. The FA Cup they lost. Aston Villa, they're one of those clubs that may not take it seriously. They want to focus more on the league. So the Premier League form, it's decent. Southampton was a decent win. Aston Villa against Leeds, decent win. Draw against Wolves, I don't really know. Wolves beat Liverpool, we beat Wolves 3-0 though, so draw against them is okay. 2-0 versus Spurs. I think that was Unai Emery's first game back in the Premier League, so he done well there. A bit of a downer recently, 4-2 loss against Leicester at the weekend. Pretty much similar to City on a decent run, but then losing to Spurs. So you could kind of say they're on a similar run to City, but City have a lot higher standards compared to Aston Villa now. So yeah, it could be a decent game. It was 1-1 when they first met at Villa Park earlier on in the season. Erling Haaland with the goal and Leon Bailey with a great equaliser, and that's when City were in good form. Now we're in worse form. I don't really know how Villa are doing as a team, but they got the new manager Unai Emery, and he's a very good manager for that type of club. So yeah, we'll go into the lineups now and see what kind of team City field and see what kind of team Aston Villa field also. Alright, so this is the City team I've got here. This is what I'm predicting / kind of what Pep's been going with recently. So Edison in goal as usual. Nathan Ake is really our only left back at the moment, so he's going in. Akanji seems to be one of the favourites as centre back, so I kind of have to throw him in there just because Pep will more likely pick him. Laporte or Diaz as coming in, or I don't know who it could be really. Who else do we have as centre back? Stones is out now, so it's either Laporte or Diaz, or he could put Rico Lewis at left back again, but I don't think he will because he did take him off last time, so I think he may be starting to realise or starting to bring in the senior players. That's why I think Kyle Walker started right back and Nathan Ake at left back. I think Walker's starting to get his place in the team now. He got it back a couple of games ago, and I think he's here to stay now. Hopefully he is. But yeah, normally I would put in Diaz and Laporte at centre back, but Akanji just seems to be the favourite of Pep at the moment, as well as Nathan Ake at left back. So I'm going to go with Laporte at centre back here. I don't know, it could be Diaz. Maybe Diaz is a bit more favourable. I actually have no idea. You never know what Pep threw at centre back now and who's in favour and who's not in favour. It's a bit crazy. I don't like it, to be honest, but yeah, we got to go with the boss's orders. Into midfield now, Rodri always going to be there. Howler of a pass last game, although I don't think he gets dropped because Phillips just isn't up to it at the moment, or he's not at that level or impressed enough to be able to displace Rodri. And we don't have a lot of games. It's not like it's, although we do have a game midweek, but he's had a full week to recover from last week, so he should be good. Ilkay Gundogan, it's either him or Bernardo, but I'm going to go Gundogan this time. I think Bernardo played last game, so I've got Gundogan coming in for this game. Kevin De Bruyne on the right side. He's still stinking it up a little bit, but I think he's probably going to just keep his place still because it's Kevin De Bruyne. Erling Haaland up top, he's always going to be in there no matter what. I'm going to go, I have Jack Grealish here on the left and Foden on the right. I think Foden may get back into the team this time around. Now he's fit and ready and not sick. He's been in training. I think if it's on this right wing, I don't know. Could be in a second striker role just off Erling Haaland. I'm not too sure, but if I was to put money on, I'd probably put Grealish and Mahrez as the wingers, but I'm just going to throw Foden in there anyway because I have a sneaky feeling he may play. The last time that front three played, I think it was the first 3-0 win against Wolves, the first game where Jack Grealish scored in that game actually. Yeah, Alvarez maybe unlucky to miss out, Bernardo the same. To be honest, it's Pep at the moment. I have no idea what he's going to go with. If he sticks with that 3-2 build-up formation at the back, I'm honestly sick of it at this stage, but he's won us all over with his press conferences recently, so the man can do what he wants this weekend. So yeah, he was on fire in that press conference, by the way. He was on, you love to see it. He ain't moving, he ain't going nowhere. He's coming to League 2 with us, along with $1 billion in the bank. Yes, let's go. On to the Aston Villa team now. And to be honest, they pretty much keep the same 11 every time. Martinez in goal. Ashley Young's still knocking about. He's probably I think he's like 38 or something like that at right back. I think it's Eric Konza and Tyron Mings as centre back. They are mainstays throughout the season. Luca Digne at left back, another mainstay, although they have a new Alex Moreno guy that's come in who may get minutes there. Probably going to be Luca Digne though, he's more experienced in the Premier League for them against Man City. He'll probably start there. And this four, I don't know if it'll be in a 4-man midfield or Buendia will be in the forward line with Watkins and Bailly. But this is the four that I would have predicted anyway. This is actually just the lineup that these guys have predicted, but I was going to put this team anyway. With Aaron Ramsey, Kamara and Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz is apparently one of the best players this season. Former City man, we brought him onto the scene. So hopefully he doesn't do too well against us on Sunday. Emi Buendia as well. Ollie Watkins, Leon Bailey. That's probably what will happen up front. They've got Danny Ings to come off the bench, Leander Dundonk who comes off the bench a lot, Philip Coutinho does as well. Them three are always the three subs that seem to come on. Can they do any danger when they come on? We shall see. Hopefully not. Philip Coutinho with an absolute dagger last season when we went 2-0 down, but it made the comeback so much sweeter. So yeah, so that's Aston Villa lineup. That's the Man City lineup. The City lineup on paper, well, for most games on paper, it's way better. But on this one, it should be better. We should be getting the job done this time as well. Well, this time, it was this time because we didn't last time. 1-1 against Villa. Will it be different this time round? Hopefully it is. We can go into the Arsenal game with a little bit of confidence regained from the Spurs game, and it'll just top off a good week after all these charges. Pep coming out in the press conference. Everyone seems to be confident. Just top it off with the performance now. Prove it on the pitch. As Pep always says, we always prove it on the pitch. So if we can end this week with a good win, proving it on the pitch, Erling Haaland a hat-trick with some Kevin De Bruyne goal involvements would be perfect, because Kevin De Bruyne needs to get back into form. Good games, no sloppy passes. We know he takes risky passes all the time, and his passing percentage isn't going to be as high as maybe Gundogan's or Rodri's because he plays the risky passes, but he's still been given away a lot recently, so I need a good performance from him. Maybe Phil Foden coming back into the fold and a good performance from him too. If we play the 3-2 system at the back, I don't know, not that hopeful for it, but we can still win with it, but it's not how we're going to get into our prime. It's not going to be the system where we have our peak performances this season, and the sooner we find that out, the better. I don't know why we switched to it. I think that Brentford game, or a couple of games before the World Cup, have really messed with Pep's head. And this happy campers thing, doing my nut in. Prediction, I'm going to go 3-0 City against Aston Villa. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think will score? What do you think the score will be? Who do you think will win? Let me know. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.